Jerusalem. In Gaza City, Palestinians burned photos of President Trump, and in Jerusalem, Jews celebrated by lighting the walls of the Old City with the colors of the American and Israeli flags after Mr. Trump on Wednesday made good on his pledge to recognize Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. As Palestinian officials talked of cutting ties with the United States or ending security cooperation with Israel, Israeli government ministers and opposition leaders alike welcomed the American decision. Ordinary Israelis and supporters of a two-state solution to the Palestinian conflict, however, expressed fears that the move would ignite a new round of violence. Yediot Aharonot, one of Israel's leading daily newspapers, ran a photograph of Mr. Trump touching the ancient stones of the Western Wall, the Jewish holy site in the hotly contested Old City, under the blaring headline, "Trump Alert." The article warned of a possible outbreak of violence as Israeli forces readied for protests in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. In the Palestinian territories, Hamas, Fatah, and other Palestinian factions, whose internecine battles have often been bloody and politically debilitating, came together to urge a public venting of rage against Mr. Trump. These measures are a reward to Israel's violations of international resolutions and an encouragement for Israel to continue its policy of occupation, settlements, apartheid, and ethnic cleansing, President Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority said in a televised speech in Arabic, which was translated by Wafa, the Palestinian news agency. Mr. Abbas called Mr. Trump's actions a deliberate undermining of all efforts to achieve peace, and is a declaration of the withdrawal of the United States from playing the role which it has played over the past decades as a peace broker. Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas, told Al Jazeera that Mr. Trump was making an unaccountable gamble and an adventure that will not have a ceiling. He called Mr. Trump's announcement the beginning of a time of horrific transformations across the region. In Gaza City, officials and residents wasted little time taking up the call to protest. By noon on Wednesday, despite a downpour, hundreds of demonstrators burned American flags and posters bearing Mr. Trump's photograph, in a protest at the Unknown Soldier Square downtown. Hamas and Islamic Jihad called on Arab and Islamic leaders to cut ties with the United States and to withdraw from peace talks with Israel. The ball of fire will roll until an intifada will break out, warned Salah al-Bardawi, a senior Hamas leader in Gaza. In the West Bank city of Ramallah, there were harsh words for Mr. Trump from Palestinians agitated at the idea that they were being forced into another period of conflict. "We will never allow East Jerusalem to be taken away from us," said a retired farmer who gave his name as Abu Malik, 54. "Trump is a crazy man who knows nothing about politics. I think he should go back to making WWF videos, rather than making these dangerous decisions that will only bring more headaches and bloodshed to our region." Mesa Hanoun, 20, a student at Al-Quds Open University, said she believed recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital would set off a third intifada.